Good morning, students. Now we can study about the fundamental units. Fundamental units are there are 7 fundamental units. One is length. Now we can study about first fundamental units. Length is the extent of something between 2 points. Its SI unit is length meter. 1 meter is the distance traveled by light through the vacuum in 1 by 2,997,92458 second. Next, we can study about the larger unit of length, astronomical units, light year, parsec. First, we can study about astronomical unit. Symbol is AU. It is the distance between the sun and the earth to measure the distance between the sun and the earth. So, 1 AU equal to 1.496 into 10 power 11 meter. This and all, one of the larger unit of length, astronomical unit. Next, we can study about the light year. Distance traveled by light in 1 year in vacuum, and it is equal to 9.46 into 10 power 15 meter. Next one is parsec. Parsec also one of the unit of length. Say, distance between the astronomical objects outside the solar system we can calculate. That means astronomers to calculate the distance to measure astronomical objects outside the earth. So larger units, kilometer, astronomical unit, light year, parsec. Next is smaller units of length. To measure the small distance such as distance between the two atoms in a molecule, size of the nucleus and wavelength. It is also calculated. Fermi, angstrom, nanometer, micron, millimeter, centimeter. These are all smaller units. So in meter 10 power 15, Fermi, angstrom 10 power 10. Next nanometer 10 power minus 9 meter. So next we can study about the parsec, one of the larger unit of length. It is the unit of length used to measure the larger distance to astronomical objects outside the solar system. So 1 parsec is approximately equal to 31 trillion kilometer. So it is also, you can study it. Already I told you, larger unit of length to measure the distance astronomical objects out of the solar system. Next, light year. It is also astronomer to measure in the space. So how far a beam of light travels in a 1 year. So distance of 6 trillion miles. Think of it. So how big or bad a cousin of the inch, the mile, kilometer and the furlong. So we can keep up with what's going on the astronomy, how they measure the light to around the sun, stars, etc. Next we can study about the light can be travels in star to around the earth. This is the image. Red star in the center of the picture, Proxima Centauri, our sun's nearest neighbor among the stars. A beam of light from this star takes about 4 years to travel to the earth. So stars, how to travel, how much time, light time and light to cover the distance around the earth. So we can calculate. So a beam of light from this star takes about 4 minutes. Next, a light beam needs only 8 minutes to travel the 93 million miles, around 150 million kilometers from the sun to the earth. So light can be how to travel around the sun and the earth. So near 150 million kilometers to travel the light beams. So minutes, 8 minutes to travel 93 million meters. That means 150 million. Next, astronomers use the beam of light as their reference to finding the distance to space objects. So astronomers to find out the distance to space objects. We know that space objects, solar system, celestial objects, meteoroids, asteroids, etc. So this is the light beam. So next we can study about the larger unit of astronomical unit. For example, it is also, you know, that to distance between the sun and the earth we can calculate. So that is called as 1 astronomical unit, around 93 million miles or 150 million kilometers. So it is approximately 8 light minutes, 8 minutes to travel the light beam around the sun and the earth. This is called as astronomical unit. So next we can study about the, see the picture, sun and the earth to around the, we can calculate the distance, that is called as 1 astronomical unit. AU means astronomical unit, 1 astronomical unit. So the, we can measure the distance, sun and moon, sun and the earth, sorry. So next we can study about the fundamental units of, another one is time. Time is measure of duration of events. Events means a playing and the intervals between them. So SI unit of time is seconds. So next we can study about the temperature. It is also unit of fundamental units. Temperature is the measure of hotness or coldness of a body. Its SI unit is Kelvin. So 1 Kelvin is the fraction of 1 by 273.16 of the thermodynamic temperature of the tipple point of water. So we can calculate absolute Kelvin. 0 Kelvin is commonly known as absolute zero. So next it is also one of the unit of fundamental units, mass. So mass is the quantity of matter contained in a body. How much quantity is contained in the body we can calculate. SI unit of mass is kilogram. Kilogram is the particular international prototype. So here many examples. 1 gram equal to 1 by 1000 into 1 kg equal to 0.01 kg. So you can understand the concept of fundamental units, mass, length, time, temperature, etc. Thank you, students.